boys and girls. I am really glad to see you. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? I did. I got to spend it with my husband and children. Maybe we didn't get to see grandparents this year, but that's okay. We had a nice time meeting them later on Zoom. Did any of you get to do that? Anyway, now that Thanksgiving's over, we're into the last month of the year, December. And there is a lot going on, isn't there? Some of you might be getting ready for Christmas. Some of you might be getting ready for Hanukkah. It's another holiday people celebrate this month. Some of you might be getting your candles ready and getting ready to celebrate Kwanzaa. Are any of you doing that? Anyway, I got some really good stories today. They're not Christmas stories yet. I'm thinking about doing a bunch of Christmas and other holiday songs and tales next week. We'll work on that. But for now, I've got some funny ones anyway. I think you'll like them. Should we get started? It's hard to play because I have a Band-Aid on my finger. It's all right. Clap your hands if you love stories. Clap your hands, I know you do. I'm so glad that we could be together. Glad to share a story time with you. This story is an Italian folktale called The Rooster and the Mouse. And you see my rooster and my mouse? I'm going to have some visual aids with this one. Let's see if I can juggle them all. So it starts off one morning when Rooster and Mouse, who were friends, decided they were hungry. And Rooster said to Mouse, "Why don't we go over to that tree over there and we'll get some nuts to eat?" So they walked over to the tree, and Mouse, who was very small and very good at climbing, climbed up, 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 up to get to a branch where there were lots of nuts that he found and could eat. When the rooster tried to fly up, his little wings wouldn't take him up. He was too heavy for his wings to carry. And he tried to jump and jump, but that wasn't working either, and certainly he couldn't climb. So he said, "Mouse, I need your help." And the mouse said, "What would you like me to do?" He said, "Throw me down a nut so that I can eat." So the mouse picked a nut and tossed it down. And it hit the rooster on the head and gave him a nasty bump. Oh, it hurt. The rooster was sad, and he decided he needed a bandage on his head. So he went off to the farm to find the old woman, to ask her for some help. And he said, old woman, will you help me? Will you please give me a bandage for my head?" And the old woman said, "I will, if you can bring me some hairs from a dog's back." I don't know why she needed that. So the rooster said, "All right, I will go." And the rooster went away until he found a dog. And he said, "Dog, give me 2 hairs. The hairs I will give to the old woman. The old woman will give me a rag for a bandage to cure my head." And the dog said, "Ruff, ruff. I will give you 2 hairs if you will give me some bread." And the rooster said, "All right." So he went down into town until he found the baker. And he said, "Baker, give me bread. The bread I will give to the dog. The hairs I will give to the old woman. The old woman will give me a rag for a bandage to cure my head." And the baker said, "I will not give you any bread until you bring me some wood for my oven." So the rooster flapped off again, and this time he had to go all the way down to the forest. And then he said to the forest, "Forest, give me some wood. The wood I will carry to the baker. The baker will give me some bread. The bread I will give to the dog. The hairs I will give to the old woman. The old woman will give me a rag for a bandage to cure my head." And the forest said, "If you will bring me a little water, then I will give you some wood." So the rooster had to climb down, 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 big hill until he got to the water. And he said to the lake, 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 give me some water. Water I will carry to the forest. Forest will give me wood. The wood I will carry to the baker. The baker will give me some bread. The bread I will give to the dog. The hairs I will give to the old woman. The old woman will give me a rag for a bandage to cure my head. And the lake gave the rooster some water. The water he carried to the forest, and the forest gave him some wood, which he carried back to the baker, and the baker gave him some bread. The bread he gave to the dog, and the dog gave him some hairs from his back. The hairs he carried to the old woman, and the old woman gave him a rag for a bandage to cure his head. It got really cold this week, didn't it, boys and girls? Did you have to put on your big heavy jacket and your hat? Let's do a little finger play about winter and being cold. Can you wrap your arms around yourself to start? Here we go. Winter is cold. There's snow in the sky. The squirrels gather nuts, put them in their mouths, and the wild geese fly. The fluffy red fox has his fur to keep warm. The bear's in her cave. Can you make a cave with your hands? Sleeping through the storm. A snowstorm. Let's do that one more time, okay? Winter is cold. There is snow in the sky. The squirrel gathers nuts. And the wild geese fly. The fluffy red fox has his fur to keep warm. The bear's in her cave, sleeping all through the storm. Good job. Now I have a story from Mexico. Let me ask you something. Do you like spicy food? Do you like chili peppers? I do. I like them an awful lot. This story is about a little boy who had a pepper patch where he grew chili peppers. And he took very, very good care of his chili patch. He had a little fence around it, and he watered and weeded it, and it grew lots of peppers for him, which made him very proud. But one day, when he wasn't looking, a little ram, which is a sheep, got into his chili patch and started eating all of his chili peppers. Well, the boy was upset, and he said, little ram, please get out of my chili patch." And the ram said, "You rude boy, I'm not done eating." And the boy tried to push him. He tried to shove him. He tried to pull him, but he could not make that ram move. So finally, he left the chili patch, and he was sad. He went away crying, and he met a cow. And the cow said, "Little boy, why are you crying?" And the boy said, "The ram knocked me down." And the cow said, "Why did he do that?" "Because I was trying to push him out of my chili patch." And the cow said, "Just wait a minute. I will go get him out." And so the cow went to the chili patch, and he said, "Moo, moo, moo, little ram, get out of that chili patch." And the ram said, "You big-horned cow, what are you on about? Get out of here or I'll kick you." Well, the cow started pushing at him with her horns. Push, push, push. But the little ram turned around and kicked the cow out. Well, then the boy found a dog, and he told him the same story. The dog said, "I'm sure that I can get the ram out of the patch." And so he went up behind the ram and he said, "Bow, wow, 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 little ram, get out of the chili patch." The ram didn't want to listen to him either. He said, "You shameless dog, what are you on about? Get out of here or I'll kick you out." And so the dog kept barking and barking and got closer and closer until finally the little ram turned around and kicked him like he did the cow. Well, after the dog came a rooster. The rooster was sure that he could make the ram leave, and he started to crow. The little ram said, "You big-eared rooster! What are you on about? Get out of here or I'll kick you out." So the rooster crowed and crowed and crowed. But I think you know what happened next. And the ram kept eating the chili patch and eating the chili patch, and half the chilies were gone. The little boy found a burrow. Do you know what a burrow is? It's sort of like a little donkey. And he told the burrow what was wrong, and the burrow said, "Well, I'm bigger than a ram." And so he went up to the ram and said, little ram, get out of that chili patch." And the ram said, "You long-eared burrow, what are you on about? Get out of here or I'll kick you out." And so the burrow tried and tried to butt him out with his head, and it didn't work. The ram kicked, and the burrow ran away. The little boy went back to look at his chili patch. It was almost empty. He was so sad, but then he saw crawling along the top of the fence was a little ant. Just a little ant, not big at all. And he said, little ant, will you help me get the ram out of my chili patch?" And the ant said, "What will you give me if I do?" And the boy said, "I will give you so much corn that you wouldn't be able to eat it all." And the ant said, "How much corn?" "A whole bushel." The ant said, That's too much. I couldn't even carry that." He said, "I'll give you half a bushel." That's still too much." "How about a kilo?" That's still a lot of corn. The ant said, "That's still too much." "How about I give you a handful of corn?" And the ant said, "I will do it for a handful of corn." And so the boy went off to his little mill so that he could start crushing the corn small enough for the ant to carry. And the ant went into the chili patch. He was so tiny that the ram didn't even see him there. He just kept eating away at the chilies while the ant, slowly, little by little, started to climb up one of the ram's legs. He climbed and climbed until he got to the little ram's behind. And then the ant bit him. And the ram jumped up into the air in surprise and said, "Ouch, ouch, ouch! Something's bit my behind! Something's bit my behind!" and ran away. And that's how they were able to get the little ram out of the chili patch. I have a new song for us to do today. It's called "I've Got a Body." And I want you to show me the parts of the body as we sing about them. So, when I sing, I sniff, sniff here when we talk about our nose. Can you go? You'll see. It's pretty easy. Here we go. I've got a body, a very busy body, and it goes everywhere with me. And on that body, I've got a nose, and it goes everywhere with me. And I sniff, sniff here. I sniff, sniff there. I sniff, 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 sniff everywhere. I've got a body, a very busy body, and it goes everywhere with me. I've got a body, a very busy body, and it goes everywhere with me. And on that body, I've got some hands, and they go everywhere with me. What do you think we do with our hands? And I clap, clap here, I clap, clap there, I clap, 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 clap everywhere. I sniff, sniff here, I sniff, sniff there, I sniff, 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 sniff everywhere. I've got a body, a very busy body, and it goes everywhere with me. I've got a body, a very busy body, and it goes everywhere with me. And on that body, I've got some feet, and they go everywhere with me. What do you think we do? And I stomp, stomp here, I stomp, stomp there, I stomp, 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 stomp everywhere. I clap, clap here, I clap, clap there, I clap, 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 clap everywhere. I sniff, sniff here, I sniff, sniff there, I sniff, 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 sniff everywhere. I've got a body, a very busy body, and it goes everywhere with me. One more. I've got a body, a very busy body, and it goes everywhere with me. And on that body, I've got a head, and it goes everywhere with me. And I nod, nod here, I nod, nod there, I nod, 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 nod everywhere. I stomp, stomp here, I stomp, stomp there, I stomp, 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 stomp everywhere. I clap, clap here, I clap, clap there, I clap, 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 clap everywhere. I sniff, sniff here, I sniff, sniff there, I sniff, 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 sniff everywhere. I've got a body, a very busy body, and it goes everywhere with me. Good job. Well, I hope you enjoyed those stories today. Just remember, sometimes you got to do a lot of steps to get to the end, don't you? Sometimes you have to go all the way to the forest and then down to a river before you can finally get just a piece of cloth wrapped around your head. So keep on doing whatever you're trying to do, right? I miss you guys so much. I do. And I hope that you're going to have a really good month, a really good holiday season. All right? Okay, let's get a big stretch. Can you get a big stretch? Let me see you reach for the ceiling. And touch the floor. Stand up again. Let's do some more. Touch your head. And now your knees. Up to your shoulders. Like this, you see. Reach for the ceiling. Ooh. And touch the floor. That's all there is. There isn't any more. Bye-bye, boys and girls.